It's my 75 series Land Cruiser. Pretty much bone stock, haven't done anything performance wise. I bought it a month ago, and since then I have started a build. As I'm an apprentice, don't earn as much money as I would like to, so building it takes time. It's pretty slow. Lots of rust, so I'm spending a bit of money on getting frames and bits for the cab. It's pretty much like every other 75 series, you know. eBay spec headlights, as everyone does, and then we've got gas struts as well on it, which I think that was a nice little touch. Better than the stick, because the bonnet stick, it actually broke, but I've got some pretty bad rust on the cab here. I've got a big hole all along the frame. I've got a fiberglass frame that I'm putting on. It had a smack here, so there's a big dent there. Yeah, the whole cab, the whole way around, is just destroyed. I've just put on tray sides because didn't have any tray sides on it before, and then the back of the cab here on both sides is completely rusted. Same with the back there. The interior, see the rust in the cab here. Seats are, you know, they're pretty good. Pretty happy with the way that the inside of it looks. You know, no rips in the seat. It's, you know, pretty good. Just needs a bit of work, needs a bit of paint. I bought it, and the exhaust was here, and got a warning for that, so because it was too close to the back of the cab, and so I had to get an exhaust for it. So it was a good excuse to get a stainless steel exhaust, which is yeah, pretty expensive, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Got, you know, eBay spec taillights, of course, as well. I did paint the back of the bed black, as it was completely rusted out. But it's a slow process of building it. In about a month, I should have the back of the cab and the whole top of the cab is coming off. You put in a fiberglass frame on the front, and then it will be putting the back of the cab on, fix the rust in the roof, fix the rust on the back of the cab, down the bottom. Of course, fix, you know, little imperfections, dents and stuff along the side of it. At the moment it's pretty well farm spec, so sitting on 31s at the moment, so, and stock height as well, which I will be probably looking at upgrading to about a 2-inch lift on 33s, just keeping it pretty tame. She's got extractors into a 2.5-inch stainless steel Manta exhaust system. It's got you know, stock snorkel. When I bought it, I don't think it had been serviced for a while, so I did a service on it. Drove it it was 2 hours away from where I live, and I drove it, and it took more than 2 hours, as I could only go 90 kilometers an hour, as the fuel filter was completely blocked up and it wouldn't let me go above 90 the whole way home. But I have a few issues with it. Of course, stock normal power steering is seeping out of the lid. Well, my battery is not secured either, which is not good. The radiator is a stock radiator and it looks terrible. Definitely will be getting that rather fixed or get a new one. I don't want a aluminium one. I want just the stock brass one, or maybe even an upgraded one to like a, I don't know, I've heard people putting 80 series radiators in, which are bigger and better for cooling, because I will eventually turbo it like everyone else does. You gotta have more power. It's God's motor, 1HZ. But I think it's a good spot to start. 75 series is always a great car, very reliable, heaps of aftermarket support for them. So there's some work. I put a new starter motor. Did put a new starter motor in it down here, and the story behind getting a new starter motor is it was failing already. Wasn't really working properly. It took a while to crank up and get going. And then me and a few mates went out to Bremer, and we were driving back to the camp, and had a few drinks, and I stalled it, and the starter motor just gave up, and I struggled to go after that. And then from that point on, the starter motor pretty much completely was giving up. Every time I started, it was just getting slower and slower, until a few times where it would be turnkey, no crank. And I was like, bought a new one, cheap as. Put it on, starts up, first try every time, runs great. Really smooth. It's got 300 and 3,000 kilometers on it, so really low for a 1HZ, as they can reach up to a million. There's plenty examples of that around. So my plan, definitely the most important thing that I'm going to do is get the cab done. And to get the cab done, I've been saving and looking for the back part of a 75 cab since I've bought it. And I've seen a few, and then just none of them have really come across as, yeah, that's good, that's what I want. So I've decided that I'll probably just go out and I'll buy a full cab, because it will be cheaper, just full cab chassis, and I'll just swap it over, and then I can have rust cuts and stuff like that. So I'll do the cab, fix all the rust, then it'll be repaint. Still tossing and turning between what colour I want to get it. Of course, I could go originally white, or I go the sandy colour, but of course every Land Cruiser is that colour, but I think it's really nice, and I don't really care if everyone goes, oh, it's every other Land Cruiser colour. Okay, I like the colour. And then the other one was, a glossy sort of grey, but that shows up, scratches heaps. So I probably won't go with a grey. There's a few other colours that I probably would go, but I don't know what would actually suit a 75 series. So any ideas, let me know what colour. Definitely nothing stupid. I want good colours. And yeah, modifications are just probably going to be down the track. I want to get it looking good first, and then it would be, well, not looking good, but like getting the rust out of it and making it practical to use, and then slapping a turbo and doing all the performance upgrades and paint, and then the tray needs to be redone and lifted tyres and new rims, definitely, because stock ones aren't what you want on them, because who wants stock tyres? Stock tyres and rims. You want, big ones. Everyone wants big, but I'm happy with, 33s, 12.5 inch wide. That'd be good enough for me. And 2-inch lift, happy with that, because it's going to be like a multi-purpose ute, take it out, full driving, and then still be able to use it as a ute, doesn't need to be excessively high, doesn't need to be, made just to off-road. I want to be using it as a ute on the farm as well. It is farm spec at the moment, but it will change, and I'll try and update everyone on YouTube, which I haven't used in a long time due to work and everything, but I'm gonna try and at least add photos or progression every couple months or so on the 75. And of course, if there's any suggestions, what you recommend to add to it, let me know, and I'll of course consider everything, and I'm glad to take any suggestions and hints, or any ideas to what I should do differently or change. It's dirty, took it out the other day, and it was a lot dirtier, but it rained, so cleaned it off a bit. But if there's anything that I should do or shouldn't do, let me know. Or if you are in Western Australia and down south and you got a back of a cab without rust, let me know. Or if you got a whole 75 that you will sell the cab off, let me know as well. And also a turbo kit, I'll also buy that as well. So anyway, that's my 75, and I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. And I guess I might see you in a month or two, or I'll see you in 2 years when I'm finished. Depends on how much I record it.